What's good? Welcome back to another video. I wanted to share the 5 things I wish I knew when I started making beats. So yeah, if you're starting to make beats, I hope this video is helpful. These are the 5 things that took me the longest to learn, and I wish I knew right when I started so I wouldn't spend all that time making these same mistakes. So let's get right into the video. All right, number 1, more sounds does not mean the beat is going to be better. Oh my goodness, I did this so much when I started making beats. I would start making a beat and then I just wouldn't stop. I would just keep adding sounds until it got to the point where it wasn't even good. Like it was too busy for anyone to actually record to. So I'd make something like this. Yeah, so if you've ever heard of the concept of making beats for producers, that's the sort of thing I was doing. I was making beats that other producers would think would be cool. I would add like 100 percussions in there. Your beats do not need this many sounds. I guess this kind of came from me coming from an EDM background where you can kind of get away with it more there. I had to unlearn this in EDM production as well. It's bad habit. Bad habit. Do not do this. It'll generally just make it sound busier and worse. It takes away from the song. If you can't like feel that big open space in a beat where you just want to start saying something over the top of it. If you can't hear that on a beat, then it's got too much stuff in there. Whether that's too many instruments in there or whether it's too often. So for example, this is way too much 808. Right here, an 808 is trying to be the main instrument. It shouldn't be. If I was going to edit someone's beat that they sent over that was like this, I would delete at least half of this, if not more. All right, number 2 is listen to as much music as you can. Let me know if you run into this problem as well, but there was like a certain point where I just stopped listening to music. I was making music all day long and I was like, my ears are tired. I wasn't making time for it. Make time in your day to do this. Maybe when you're cooking, maybe when you're working out. Find time every day to listen to new music. 1, you got to know what the popular styles are, what they sound like, and number 2, you gotta know what works. Like what are the good songs and what are they doing that makes the song work, and then go and copy it, make it your own, figure out why it worked and then apply that to your music. All right, number 3 is you need quality drum sounds. This was a big problem for me. I just was not using good drum sounds. If you're starting out making music, you might feel like, oh, I don't want to make the type of music that other people are making. I want to do creative stuff and be experimental. I used to add so many different drum sounds and add so many effects to it and try to make my own stuff. I would say in like the first 50 beats you make or something like that, try to stick to the basics and really learn why it sounds good before you go and start breaking rules with your drum sounds. All right, number 4 is don't master, use soft clip. Okay, there it is. Don't master your beats. Don't do it. Don't do it. Mastering is like a final stage thing that you do once vocals are already on the beat. You don't want to master twice. It'll end up sounding bad. Don't do it. I'm talking to my past self here. I know you're trying to make your beat sound really good. Put some soft clipping on there and it'll be good. If you don't understand the difference between like a mastering, multi-band compression, a limiter, and a soft clip, let me just play that same beat. This is with a limiter on there. If you listen close, it's ducking a bunch and doesn't sound that great when it's slamming into the limiter with the compression. If you're starting out and don't understand why that doesn't sound that great, it's filling out the entire sound spectrum. So there's no gap for like a vocal to sit in. So it's not leaving any room for a recording artist. This is what it sounds like with the soft clipper on there. Okay, so I understand this is a bad beat, but the same soft clipping will apply to like any beat. Throw that on there, and once it starts getting crunchy, maybe dial the drive back a little, but then you're gonna be good to go. This was me trying to get that crunchy 808 sound where it kind of distorts the rest of the music, but in like a nice sounding way. This is how to do it. Number 5, arrangement. This is something I struggled with a lot when I started making beats. I was like, okay, what do I just loop the whole thing the entire time? First thing, right now, go out and find 3 songs that you really would like to emulate. Take the entire song, put it in your DAW, and build out a structure for when each part was introduced. Put that in blank MIDI patches. Let me show you what I did. This is an example of what I was talking about. Just have something built out already so you understand what the structure is and just have a good place to go with your arrangement. So all of this is empty except for like I have MIDI written in for clap and like a 2-step hi-hat pattern. Other than that, like no sounds are loaded in. I'm not using the same sounds for every single beat. I just have a structure that makes sense for different types of beats that I want to make. So it's just so much easier, so much quicker. So I could just look at the template I made and go from there. So do this with maybe 3 different types of songs and then just load those up as templates whenever you want to go start making a beat. So yeah, those are the 5 things I wish I knew when I started making beats. So yeah, if this video was helpful for you, make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.